'Cause you're no longer mine. Drew hearts on my window, passing, chasing. It feels so weird, not having you here. Who you gonna love when I'm gone? What you gonna do with the distance? Who you gonna call when I'm lonely? Who you gonna love when I'm gone? What you gonna do with the distance? Who you gonna call when I'm lonely? Who you gonna love when I'm gone? You living in your best friend's house and you gave me back your keys. I wonder if you miss me. Did it really have to end? It's really hard to let you go, 'cause I can't see you again. So what if I can't be perfect for you? I'm drowning most nights, 'cause you're no longer mine. True hearts on my window, passing, chasing. It feels so weird, not having you here. Who you gonna love when I'm gone? What you gonna do with the distance? Who you gonna love when I'm lonely? Who you gonna love?
Oh boy, it's been a long time since I streamed.
Who you gonna call when I'm lonely? Who you gonna love when I'm gone?
Not gonna lie though, kind of enjoying the feeling I'm feeling right now and wanting to stream again. Ah, man, this feels weird. Anybody wants this song? It's there in the chats. It's part of night mode. Copyright free music. Peekaboo when I'm gone. Pretty damn cool song. Lots of cool music there too on that channel. Destiny 2. What's up, first and seconds? Project done, and I want to say Sale. It's been a few years since I watched one of your lives. How's it going? It's going pretty good. I'm pretty much off YouTube now permanently. Just pop up every now and again, make a random little video. Quit Destiny a few months ago now. Deleted my characters, deleted all my vault. But I'm interested to see where they take, take Destiny 2. And if this has some next level spectacular, crazy stuff happening in it, I might decide to make a new character and try. But I'm only doing only one character. And I might play a bit of Lightfall, but I'm not going to get sucked back into the game like I did before, because it's always disappointing, always. But it's good to be back streaming for one. Last stream I did was like, actually I could find out when my last stream was. Boom. Let's have a look. It was 2 months ago with the Xbox Bethesda showcase, and then prior to that it was when the last Bungie announcement, the season 17 Solar 3.0 stuff. It's been a good while since I've streamed. Kind of miss it. Really miss it, to be honest. What time's it start? Well, it's a 4 o'clock start, but I think it's like a pre-show. And 5 o'clock is, I think, when the actual Lightfall stuff kicks off. I need to start kicking my camera because it's shaking. Dun, 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 dun. I'm very, very paranoid about technical issues because I haven't streamed in so long. So if you hear anything that's too loud or too quiet or anything, let me know. Hey man, I missed you. Used to watch you back ages ago when you did YouTube full time. Let me turn this music down a bit. Back when you did D1, I was a young boy back then. Now I'm going to college soon. Crazy world, huh? You know, even when I'm not online, even when I'm not uploading, I still get these comments every day, almost on a random old video where they'll be like, "Oh, I miss you. I watched you when I was a little boy," and that just makes me feel old as shit. Even though I am old as shit, but it makes me feel that way. I started YouTube when I was 23. I think when I first, before Destiny, when I very first opened my channel, I think I was 23, and I would have been 25, 26 when Destiny come out, and now no, that can't be right. 2014. I'm so old. I don't even know. 28 maybe when Destiny 2 came out. Destiny came out. Good times. Good times doing Destiny 1 full time. It's a shame that money doesn't exist anymore in Destiny. Hey, what's up, Wiggy? How are you? Good to see you again, sir. You know the thing that kind of whenever Destiny do a big reveal for anything, I always have this tinge of excitement. I don't have it with this. I think I am out of the Destiny 2 matrix completely, of not caring about the game. Because even though I've always said I've not cared about it, there's always been a little part of me which is I want this to be really good because I grew up on it. It changed my life. Destiny did, essentially. So I want it to be the best possible. But now it's just I don't care. One thing that I do hope they show, and if they showed it and they've put a lot of effort into it, it would make me play the game again. And that's Sparrow Racing League. If they announce Sparrow Racing League, I'm starting my character tonight. I'm leveling him up. If you do make another character, I gotta get in with you. Potentially, if I can find the time, and I do want to start another character, I'll probably stream it just for 2 or 3 hours every night until Lightfall comes out. When Destiny 1 came out, I was 13, turning 14, a couple of weeks after its launch. Now I'm close to turning 20 in 2 months. I feel old. You feel old. I'm 35. And Wiggy's even older, I think. Actually, I don't even know what your age is, Wiggy. So it's 2022 now. Take away 2014. I'm gonna work out how old I was. It was 8 years ago, so I'm 35 now. So yeah, I'd have been 27, 28 when Destiny come out. 48. Shit. Sorry, mate. I did not mean to out you like that. Hey, we all get old one day. I'm not going to judge anything. Destiny 1 always had people go crazy with all the scenes and storyline they had. And I always will love this game, but it was definitely better back in D1. You see, the thing is nostalgia's real. Objectively, if you look at Destiny 1 now, it's a shit game in comparison to Destiny 2. In terms of what they can do with Destiny 2 in comparison to what they could do with Destiny 1. The problem with Destiny 2 is that they do a lot of things well, but nothing exceptional. Whereas in Destiny 1, they did exceptional things and everything else was just subpar. So they've kind of averaged out doing good things in Destiny 2, but nothing new, nothing different, nothing crazy. Nothing that really blows your mind. Like when Oryx Raid first came out, that was unfucking believable. It was insane, and that had longevity to it. Whereas Destiny 2 now, nothing really has longevity to it unless you are someone who doesn't play the game for 16 hours a day, and you have like a life and stuff, you just log on once every 2 days for a couple of hours, you're going to get a hell of a lot out of Destiny 2. If you're a content creator earning big amounts of money from the game, you're going to get a lot out of Destiny 2, or you're going to force yourself to get a lot out of Destiny 2 because you're earning money from it. And that's kind of where I dropped off, is because I didn't want to force myself to play a game regardless of money. So this needs to be their RX raid for Destiny 2. And I say this every single time they did do a big reveal. I think Witch Queen was definitely a good step towards exceptional, but they get stuck in this seasonal model, and I think the seasonal model ruins the game because they introduce new things in the same pattern. So the new things aren't as exciting because we know it's going to be collect the material, take the material to here, get more materials, do something with those materials, slam some balls. Like we know that is going to be the format of Destiny 2 over and over and over again. Weapon crafting had a good chance of changing that, but weapon crafting is get a material, get this material, get this material, and the weapons that you could craft weren't even that great. So they took this exceptional idea and made it pretty average and put it into a pattern of monotonous grind. So they really need to do something. But I think they're just going to continue the way they are because, you know, for casual play and for people who are content creators, they are always going to play this game regardless. So that they just cater to those people because they know they don't have to do anything different. I'm more than happy to be convinced otherwise though by them. I think you'd be a glaive god. I troll so hard with my Enigma. Glaives for me had... I could see now how good they are in PvP, and I'm kind of sad that I didn't get to experience that because I loved the idea of glaives. And when it first came out and we had that one legendary glaive, it was unbelievable. Running around PvE, beating things up, insane. Then they released the exotic glaives, and that's when I was just like, this is fucking shit. Like, I'm never using a glaive again because the thing that's supposed to be the exotic glaive is terrible. So for me, it was just like, I don't even want to engage in that side of the content because they've made appallingly bad versions of those weapons. But it does look fun in PvP now. It looks overpowered as shit as well. I have a super fast Titan with Arc 3.0. I might ascend to Wiggy the Bolt. I'm interested to see what Arc 3.0 will bring because Void 3.0 was powerful, overpowered some might say, but it was fun. It was engaging. When you threw out your grenade and everything was blowing up and going crazy, you felt like you were a part of the game. You felt powerful. And that really, really got me into the idea of the Witch Queen and be like, yeah, I can't wait to see where they take this. Then they released Solar 3.0, which doesn't have that same impact when you're playing as a Solar character. Like, yeah, you could probably make overpowered builds, etc., etc., but using the actual Solar abilities did not feel satisfying. It did not feel engaging. So that's when I was kind of like, yeah, I'm tired of this shit. Arc 3.0 looks like it could be a balance between both of them, where it's engaging to use, it looks fantastic, and it's powerful enough to use. I like the idea of like chain lightning and stuff. I think that could be pretty damn cool. But Arc 3.0, no matter how good it looks, is not going to be enough to pull me back into the game at all. What time does the stream start? It started 2 minutes, but it's the pre-show. And then the actual full reveal stuff starts at 5 o'clock, which is an hour from now. As far as I know. I used to play D1 day in, day out for 10 hours plus, and looking back on how bad D1 was as a whole, I don't know how I managed to do it, like barely play it all. Destiny 1 was carried by its PvP. Through all the dark times and all the like lack of shitty content and not having anything to do, PvP carried it because PvP was balanced and fair. Because everyone had the same weapon with the same rolls. You know, everything was samey, but it felt good to play. Like the gun mechanics and the maps were great and stuff. Destiny 2 lacks that now because the maps aren't that great. And the gameplay mechanics is based solely on how much time you put into the game to get these god rolls. I feel like they need to find something in the middle of those two extremes, but Destiny 1 PvP carried that game. Everything else in Destiny 1, at least in the laws of content, was shit. So that's where the seasonal model works for Destiny 2, because even though it's repetitive, monotonous content, there is always content there. So if they can find a perfect balance between what D1 was and what D2 is, I think they'll be onto something.
This universe is made of light and darkness. These ancient forces flow through all matter and energy in our solar system and beyond. But we haven't always known this. When the Traveler arrived in our solar system, they called it many things.
This is what Destiny does well as well.
A planet.
These kinds of reveals.
A god.
Make it feel really
Its
epic.
presence provoked and inspired great change. It terraformed several moons and planets. Our lifespans increased threefold. And we launched colony ships to settle worlds beyond our own. This was
I like this
our
art.
golden age.
Really cool art.
But like all golden ages, it was doomed to collapse. The Traveler was pursued by an ancient enemy, a voice in the darkness. It found us. Humanity lost everything. With the last of its strength, the Traveler pushed back its enemy to create something new.
That look really weird, those ghosts. They look too big.
In the dark times that followed the collapse, the ghosts chose the first Lightbearers. Immortal warriors gifted with the power of the Traveler's light.
Honestly, I got goosebumps. This is actually kind of cool.
Humanity faced many threats in those days. Invaders from beyond our system arrived in droves. Pirates, called the Fallen, came to scavenge the remains of our golden age.
I'm not surprised with Alan, to be honest. He's still trying to work the streaming stuff out.
Cabal came for our territory and resources for conquest. The Hive, ravenous worshippers of death, came to feed their infernal hunger.
We miss you, Cade.
And the Vex, strange living machines,
Imagine they brought
to
Cade back.
recreate our world in their own brutal image. We fought with each other as well. For a time, chaos reigned. Though in the end, we came together
Yes, David.
to rebuild, to heal. We built a city under the Traveler, the last safe city of Earth. In this city, humanity lived peacefully in all its forms. The humans,
Oh, the music, man.
Earth's
The music gets me
original
every time with
inhabitants.
Destiny stuff.
the Exos, marvels of the Golden Age, and the Awoken, a people touched by both light and dark. Lightbearers took an oath to protect the last city. Over the centuries, they earned the title Guardians.
This is how you start a
Titans,
stream, though.
Paragons of strength and bravery.
This is phenomenal so
The
far.
warlocks, mage scholars trained in the arcane arts, and the hunters, bold adventurers gifted with
If they ever
cunning.
brought Cade back, Nathan Fillion would never return.
Guardians
They
know
couldn't afford him.
that when they stand together, they are stronger. And now, new threats use our own powers against us. The Black Fleet closes in, edging us toward a second collapse. And our greatest adversary, the voice in the darkness,
I'm
is
very
revealed.
interested to see where this weird eyeball-looking
Being
thing
of unimaginable power.
is, where they're going to take it.
The Witness.
The Witness, that's his name.
But all is not lost.
But I can watch other people
Brand
play the
new
game, I don't have to play it
Guardians
myself.
rise every day to shape the future of our solar system and beyond.
Pretty damn good opening to a stream. Bungie, Destiny always do this shit well. Do this stuff really well. And it's kind of one of those things where it's like you get sucked in because you think, oh my god, amazing, but then it's just shocking. Community spotlight. Alright, we can turn it down a little bit because it's probably just going to be... Please don't tell me it's just going to be showing me pictures for 54 minutes. That's a cool picture there. Is that cosplay or like art? Right, so let's talk about Cade. No, that's just popped into my head. I think if they ever brought back Cade, it would be kind of their like emergency button. Let me turn that camera a bit. I think if they brought back Cade, it'd be the biggest mistake they ever made. Because that is the only truly thing from Destiny 1 that kind of even, well, Destiny 1 too, that ever really stuck. That was final. That was epic.
Specifically, I think
they bring him back, they ruin it.
I think about not only being a fire team leader for my friends, but also for my family. So many of my friends trust me with their guardians. There you go. Very good. Very good. Oh, you just killed your dad. The teamwork that really pays off, especially
You just killed your
after
dad.
a long period of hard work. To come in clutch in the big moments. I've been able to pass along my love of Destiny to so many friends, also to my family. Been able to game with my daughter. To be able to guide little lights is truly a treasure.
Oh,
To me,
I
the
hate
most
it when people are
important
so
part of being a
over-dramatic about
guardian
this stuff.
is being kind to everyone that we meet. Your kindness and joy may spark hope in
Like,
darkness.
nobody speaks
when
this
light
way.
is fading away.
Everyone's so kind because Destiny's a gamer. It's like, shut up. And I mean, no offense to the guy because he's obviously a nice guy, but it's just like, if a game is like that important to you where you're over dramatic that way, then maybe you need to like change something in your life, like and I don't mean to be mean or horrible because like I said, the guy's probably really nice, but a game's not that level of important. It just isn't. And I know something about this game being important because it changed my life, but like maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just miserable. Maybe I'm just like not in touch with that side of me. I don't really have any kind of like empathy and stuff like to take it to that level where it's like, oh man. Then again though, Destiny 2 is like, especially Destiny 2 now, I think the only really truly fun parts of the game that you can get is by playing with other people. I think the solo experience is absolute trash. It's miserable. It really is. Because for one, not having a group finder within game makes it just so annoying and frustrating to have to go and find people. So I think if you have a set amount of people, I think the game is a lot better than what most people experience. I've never had a nostalgic feeling about Destiny 2, Destiny 1.
Memories with them so far is Valid Disciple contest mode. It's my very first time even doing day one raid. And we didn't get it, but it was a good time. Yeah, through my clan, they've helped me become a better person, a more confident person, a more confident player, and I wouldn't be the same without them.
See, I think that's a fair thing to talk about when you talk about a game. I think that was a very fair, but when people get over dramatic, it's just like, Jesus Christ. I never had a nostalgic feeling about Destiny 2, only Destiny 1. I think Destiny 1 fell in a timeline of when there was no extremely good games, no different, unique games. So when Destiny 1 came out and it hit the ground running, it became a massive, massive influence on the gaming world. And because of the time it released, with what developers were capable of, what they were showing was, I don't want to say cutting edge, but you know, they were on the edge of like what could be achieved in gaming. But unfortunately, as the years went on and what developers could do, Destiny didn't really take advantage of that. They just stayed the same. So that means that Destiny 2 doesn't have any nostalgia to it because they didn't really do anything incredible with it. They just did a lot of things well. I'm going to turn that down because I can't hear myself think. I feel the same way. The Social Warrior card Bungie plays is kind of disgusting. What do you mean by your Social Warrior card? I play solo exclusively and it's still content I've yet to play because I don't have a grip on it. Yeah, exactly. And LFGs are absolute garbage. You get very lucky to find a group in general, and you get even more luckier to find someone that you can play with on a repeat basis. Everyone just goes in, does the thing that they need to do, and leaves. In my opinion, to consistently have fun in Destiny 2, you need at least 3 or 4 people. Yeah, so you can at least do the 3-man content and have an enjoyable time. It's one of the reasons probably why me and DPJ really stopped playing, is because our raid group and everyone we played with stopped playing, and it was just me and David. That's all it was. David fell out of love with Destiny way before I did, so I was just playing it on my own, and then I fell out of love with it. Ba-da-ba-da-bum, ba-da-ba-da-bum, ba-da-ba-da-bum. Whether we wanted it to or not, we stepped into a war with the Cabal on Mars.
Hi, my name is Lillian. I go by Lily Bean Cosplay on Instagram, and I've been doing Destiny cosplay for 6 years. I started playing Destiny in late 2015, and I just fell in love with the designs, the characters in the game, and I went to a local convention dressed as my hunter. From then, I kind of just wanted to keep going. I did a House of Winter Fallen Dreg, Sweeperbot, Soraya Hawthorne, Anna Bray, my hunter character from Destiny 2. It always has to do with a character that I'm drawn to in some way from a design standpoint.
I hate talented people.
A character that has a bunch of LEDs or, you know, moving arms or something, I look at it and say, how can I make this? Because I want to learn from it. I want to diversify my skill set with my Spire's Associate costume. That's like a fully immersive costume.
That is insane.
I'm wearing a helmet and I have 2 extra arms.
Oh, is it the one that she made Sabafood? This was unbelievable, this was.
And being able to take a character whose design I wasn't super familiar with yet and create it in real life and then
that is insane. Look at that.
So many different groups within the Destiny community. You have artists, you have musicians, streamers, gamers, and I think that's really special. Just to be able to show, like, this is what inspires me and this is what I'm going to do to show that it inspires me.
The Power Rangers. So I'm assuming we're going to hear from all 5 of those people. That guy in the back left, he's blind, isn't he? Or like partially blind or something. Oh man, I got my university interview on Friday. I forgot about that. I need to prepare. You're right, after watching what she made, I hate her too, and her too. I don't hate people, I hate people who are specifically talented at something, because I've never been talented at something. I've been good at pretty much everything I've ever put my hands on, but I've never been like above average, meant to do this style of like talent. Like I've just never had that with anything. I guess you could argue gaming maybe, but it's been a long time since I cared about being skillful in a game. Which Vex enemy do you fear the most? Well, isn't that subjective? Oh, it's a poll. It's gotta be wyverns, surely. They're fucking weird. They just blast. Oh, I was waiting for the answer of the poll. The ones that just chase you and blow up. Is that wyverns? I can't remember. Why wyverns the ones that jump and dive into you?
I'm Dan, aka the Rat King's crew. I've been playing Bungie games since Marathon 2, and I've been playing Destiny since it launched. I'm so happy to be part of such a creative and passionate community, and I can't wait to see what Destiny is going to do next.
That wasn't scripted at all. That guy though, like, doesn't he have like a team of 6 and they just use Rat King on everything? I couldn't have the patience for that. Oh, that's a badass picture. What the hell? It's a bunny queen. Helm is an acronym that means what? I didn't even get a chance to read all 3 of them and they gave me the answer.
Well, for somebody who's played from D1 to D2, what makes a Guardian is someone who, against all odds,
I'd love to know where my engrams went.
The advance, always moving forward. I was introduced to the game by a bunch of friends, military, law enforcement. I'm in the public safety field. Don't have a lot of time to play, but when I play hard. Long story short, a lot of those folks either got deployed, went to other jobs, or just didn't really see them anymore. Complained about the content and not having it vast. I've learned from D1 to D2, the game has definitely grown. And me as a diehard Guardian, I keep pushing forward because I have the confidence and the ability to see what's happening. And now here we are, still playing.
What even was that? What even was that? All he did was admit that the game doesn't have content. Like, why would you put that on your showcase? What, because he personally decided to push on? Like, so? And I hate people who are like, oh, I can see where they're going with it. No, you don't, because we've been seeing where they've been going with it for, like, years now, and it never goes anywhere. It goes like, so let's just say, for instance, if I was a game developer, and I don't claim that their job's easy or whatever, or a game director, I would go from 0 to 100 in a year. They've went from 0 to 100 across 3 years.
I'm a content creator and accessibility advocate and consultant.
This guy's really cool though.
My name is T Morris. People call me T. They call me T Monster. I also go by Twitch Dad.
When I started looking into wanting to stream, I had known this dude here for about, I think about 10 years at that point. 10 years. And so I reached out to him. I was like, hey, you know what? I know you play Destiny. Would you be cool kind of helping me and guiding me through the game? I've never played it before.
This is when I gave you a little bit of honesty. I said, are you sure you want me? Because you see me play, so you know how bad my aim is. It'll be the blind leading the blind, and that's what we'll call it.
All right, there's the Traveler. There's the Traveler in front of us. Let's go. Walk forward.
I wonder what it's like to experience a game like this as someone who is
has a disability,
blind, disabled,
it
like
affects my vision, and it is hard for me to be able to play games in general. Having someone take the time and guide me through being able to play a game and not try to rush me through things, that meant the world to me.
Where's that? All right. Oh, there he is.
I wonder how, cause I'm assuming he's partially blind, so I wonder like what the percentages is.
People don't want to play with a disabled person, whereas with Destiny, I can jump in with T, I can jump in with my friends, and even when we just jump in with random blueberries in the community, we can still be able to help each other out. And
I'll answer that in a minute, Nitro. I'm just watching this bit first.
Did you shoot my friend? That was a bad choice.
It's all about being able to reach out and pick someone up and being like, we can do this together. And that is being a hero. It's being able to lift everyone else up.
It's not about you. It's about the fire team. That's what makes a good Guardian, is when it's about reaching the end goal.
It's that over dramaticness again. me just mute that so I can answer this question. Firstly, just to throw it back to how it isn't that fun solo. The clan system was a good thing to bring in because most people just join clans for the reward. Exactly. That's what I said. They do a lot of things well, but nothing exceptional. They implemented a clan system that just was there to get rewards, and nobody really truly cared about it. Like, that's another big thing that they did wrong. Just like they got weapon crafting wrong, and it's like it's like they do all these things with the idea of them being exceptional, but they don't implement them in the ways that are exceptional. And then they cover it over by saying like, oh, we're working towards this thing, but that thing never appears. And people suck up to that because they're like, I love Destiny, I love this game, it changed my life, I am gonna forever chase this idea of it being perfect, when it never will be, because I don't think Bungie has the capability to take this game to the absolute next level. I just don't think it will ever happen. Most of these dudes on here are talking shit. Well, they're not talking shit, they're just being dramatic. Obviously it means a lot to them specifically, but it's just the dramaticness that I can't get aboard with. I don't mean to offend you, but I heard you say that Destiny has had a severely negative impact on your life, so I'm just wondering why you're watching this. I'd think you tried to distance yourself. So, how dare you say that? No, I'm just kidding. So, Destiny changed my life. It gave me a full-time career for a few years. I earned a lot of money off Destiny. It allowed me to understand taxes, because I never understood taxes prior to that. You know, it gave me a lot of options and a lot of ability to do things that I'll never ever have the chance to do again, like going to America to visit Bungie and other like gaming things like Gamescom and stuff like that. You know, that for me is all positive stuff. It helped me meet my ex-fiance, who, even though we split up, directly led to me learning that I was autistic. So without Destiny, I don't meet my ex-fiance, I don't learn that I'm autistic. The rest of my life probably fucking sucks because I'm stuck in the idea of not understanding that I'm autistic. So Destiny will always have a part in my life, like forever. Even if I never touch the game again, I still watch people play it. I watch Leopard Stealth pretty much every day do solo Nightfalls and stuff, because Destiny still means something to me. The problem was, for me, and why it had a negative impact on me, was sitting down to play the game was having an adverse effect on my life, because I wasn't enjoying any aspect of the game because the game became mediocre, at least for me. So every time I sat down to play the game, I would feel genuinely sad. Like, I would feel like I wanted to cry, and I couldn't understand why that was happening, because Destiny has been such a big positive influence in my life prior to that. And I understand logically that, you know, the game had content laws and stuff like that, but it was just being stuck in the same monotonous seasonal content where it was like, do this thing. So like the 6-man events where you literally just slam balls and then it takes you to another room, and then you slam balls and it takes you to another room. That was what was happening every single season. They'd redress it up and make it look different, but it was exactly the same game all the time, and there was no improvement whatsoever. So there was no improvement in my enjoyment of the game, and because it was so good to me and had been so good in my life, it became stagnant for me, and I became stagnant, and my mental health became stagnant. And it took a long time for me to realize, shit, I don't need this game, like, at all. I don't need the game. So now, even though I may one day pick up the game again and play it, but I would never play it like 6-7 hours a day like I used to, I'm very interested to see where the game's going to go, because it's been such a big part of my life. And as well, today I just felt like streaming because I hadn't streamed in so long, and also I haven't spoke to people who watch me stream in so long, and so I felt like a kind of, I owe people who watch me stream, you know, a little stream here and there so I can chat with people and stuff. And this just felt like the right thing to put out and stream. I like hit all those points in one stream, you know what I mean? So I said on Twitter, and I've spoke about it a little bit earlier, about being sucked back into the game. I don't think that'll ever happen. I don't think I'm ever, I think I'm out of that matrix, as I said. But if there are some unique, different things that I can plausibly say this is 100% going to be different from whatever Bungie has done. If I can sit here and say that is definitely going to be something new and unique, I'd think about getting back into the game just to experience what that new and unique thing is in a game that I love. But if I see the same old shit that I've always seen, I'll just watch other people play it and not play it myself. But I can only figure that out by watching it, and that's what I'm streaming today. When is Xbox getting liveries? I don't know.
This game and this community constantly reminds me that we're not guardians just in name. We truly are bearers of light.
No, we're not truly bearers of light. We're not. I know you've probably had a much more difficult life than I have in your situation. But to be like, oh, we're bearers of light. No, you're not. You're just a person playing a game. Like, essentially, that's what it is. We're all just people playing a game. And it's that kind of like mentality that people have, is why Bungie get away with mediocre content, because people find something in the game about their, like, they reflect their own life into the game. I did it myself, and Bungie work off that, and they never have to improve or anything because they get all this kind of like generalized praise, and it's just like, oh man, like just make the game better. I see that as insightful, thank you. No problem. It's a fair question. I complained about the game for years and years and years. Like, it's a completely fair question to ask. I'd go to a church if I wanted inspiration. I mean, people can be inspiring. Like, when I was first diagnosed autistic, I wanted to inspire people through videos and stuff, but then I realized that I have way too much to learn and understand for myself to be able to teach other people about it. But, you know, people who are LGBT, you know, or identify as any gender they want, and they find a space in a community, I totally understand that the game would mean a lot more to them, and they can inspire other people with whatever they're going through in a similar situation. They can inspire them. But it's just the dramatics of it. Like, it's like, you don't need to be like, oh, we're all bearers of light. Just be like, I'm in the LGBTQ community and I help other people identify. It says the same thing, except without this like American dramatics. That's probably what it is. It's probably like a USA versus UK thing, because we are not dramatic like that. We are very, very just down the line, down the middle. We'll just tell you as it is.
Being a guardian to me has shown me how important it is to stand up for what's right and to defend those who are oppressed and marginalized, just like Bungie continues to do every single day. So thank you, Bungie, for being real-life guardians to me and everyone else across the world. The way that you stand up for social justice issues and make sure that everyone in your circle is loved and cared for is truly inspiring.
Why do all these
I know
sound
that it
scripted?
dictates the way that I live my life on a day-to-day basis. Thank you so much, and eyes up, Guardians.
Destiny skins coming to Fortnite. I still don't believe that's true. I know it is, but in my heart, I just hope it's not. I hope it's like a big troll and someone just made some really cool art. But I will say, if it is true, and it probably is true, I would... the free skins that they chose are perfect for Titan, Warlock, and Hunter. Like, so I'm not too mad about that. I just wanted to ask what you do now, pal, that you don't do YouTube full time. Well, I work 1 day a week at a supermarket by me because I wanted to get out and be physical. And working in a supermarket is a fucking physical job. So I wanted to get a little bit more fit, a little bit more strong, get out, speak to people, see people, be social, but also, you know, get physically more fit. Sometimes I work 2 days a week. But I am currently, let me just mute that so he doesn't talk over me. I am currently primary caregiver for my mum, who is incurable cancer. So for me to be able to look after her on a permanent basis, I have to claim benefits, because benefits will allow me the time to be able to look after her. But if I work too much in a week, I lose my benefits. So it's a really tricky kind of place for me to be right now. But I'm kind of just in a I'm in the cut at the moment of looking after my mom, working, trying to sort my future out, which is what I'm going to university for, which is what I'll talk to you about as well, Nitro. So essentially I'm going to be looking after my mom for 35 hours a week legally, working 1 day a week, maybe 2, if I can find the time and the energy to do that, and university if I pass my interview, which is on Friday. So a lot going on. It's a lot of stress. There's a lot of anxiety. Like I am basically running on fumes with life, and that's one of the reasons why I just don't do YouTube anymore, because YouTube takes so much time and energy that just I just can't do it. Maybe down the line in the future I might hop back in, you know, if there's some decent games like Hogwarts Legacy. I might jump back in and do that. So yeah, that's kind of what my life is at the moment. So what you're saying is Bungie manipulate their player base based on real life issues they have, which allows them to get away with bullshit content because these people feel attached to the game. Pretty much. I wouldn't put it as brutally as that, but but yeah, they I don't think they are doing it in a, what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say volatile. No. I think it's just a natural occurrence where they see these people thriving in their communities and games, and they work off that to not have to go out of their way to do more stuff. Let's just put it that way to be nice. How much do they pay these people? Well, you got to understand as well that these people have a very different lifestyle to the majority of us. Like the discrimination and the things that they have been through in life where they don't fit into the real world, they will fit into a place like Destiny. So, you know, objectively looking at it, you could look at them and say, yeah, everything they're saying is true to their experiences, but it's the dramaticness of it, it's the almost scripted like basis of it that makes it just seem inauthentic. It's just one of those things. It's just a pet peeve I have with watching these things. But I'm sure they're all really cool, nice people, and I'm sure what they're saying is true. I hope she gets better, mate. Unfortunately, my mum won't ever recover from her cancer. It's incurable. Not terminal yet, but it's incurable. It will eventually be terminal, and it will eventually kill her. But when that happens, it's just a waiting game now. Trying to get through life as it is until that comes about. Didn't realize that about your mum. I wish you all the best, man. Thank you, I appreciate it. We're fighting. We're fighting, trying to get through it all. It's life at the end of the day. It sucks, believe me, but it's life, unfortunately. Jesus Christ, I didn't expect it to be that loud. What's up, Speed? You need to play D2 again. As I said, I don't know how long you've been here, Speed, but as I said, if there's anything that looks truly new and unique and something that looks like it's next level, I will probably start one character, level them up, and get ready for Lightfall. No way I'm doing 3 characters at all. Probably just do my Warlock because I love Warlocks. Maybe stream that as well if I can find time in the evening for like 2 or 3 hours. Just jump on and level up my character a little bit. But I don't feel like anything they show is going to make me want to play the game again. Yeah, America is dramatic, and like that's just their nature. That's how they're brought up. Like, I mean, I was engaged to an American girl, and I went over there a lot, and I saw a lot of people, I met a lot of people, and everyone just seemed super dramatic. I mean, they seem way happier than UK people do, so I can't fault them, but it's always that over the topness that just annoys me. I don't do 3 characters anymore either. Did so in D1, but I don't have time to grind 3. Honestly, the only reason why I was doing 3 was for content. So, you know, if I could find like specifically like the Void 3.0 stuff, I needed all 3 characters to make content for builds for all 3 characters. So I don't think I could do that again, all 3 characters. That's a badass picture, look at that.
Here's a guy, Savage Universe, who's been in the Destiny community for like 8 years running, probably considered now considered a veteran.
This is a British guy, isn't it?
The fact that, you know, back in July 2014, I was curious about the game. I was curious about it, and very interested to see what this game, whether this is the game for me, and then to get to a point where I would, get so many dungeon clears, raid clears, go, flawless to the point where I even solo flawless trials. That was two or so weeks ago, and then to meet friends like Vixen, Tony, Long Low Live, Zoe, and then to be a mod for Miss Keller because she's awesome.
You're fucked up,
To
David.
have
Shut
all
up.
of that in like 8 years, I wouldn't even believe you back then, but here we are, still living the Guardian life. Amen.
I mean, that guy sounds British. That's a very typical response that I would find, to be fair, because he's not being dramatic. He's just literally laying out the facts of what he's done over the 8 years and that he's happy. Like, he doesn't have to be like, oh, I have the light within me and I'm going to pass that light on to the rest of the community because everyone is wonderful. Like that's the difference between America and UK. I'm pretty sure that guy is UK. I couldn't tell because of like his nostril, like the way he speaks, but it sounded British. Just check Twitter. I'm sure there's yeah, he is. He's British. Yeah, it's from the United Kingdom. Have you noticed as well that a lot of the time now when they do these kinds of things, it's never the big creators anymore? Like, you never see, like, I mean, I know Gathalion doesn't really stream and play Destiny anymore, but you never see like a Gathalion, you never see like a Datto, you never see these like the people who kind of started the community of the game. You never see them talking. And I think, in my mind, the way Bungie see it is these people have been around for so long and they're so big and they have such influence that I don't give them a platform to speak on things because they have very real concerns about the game. So they give the time and space to these people who are like up and coming, smaller creators, because they know they're not going to say anything because they're getting exposure for themselves and their streams and their channels and their content. So they know that these people are never going to talk back to them or talk bad about them. So they give them the platform. But a lot of other people, they've always been kind of like, I know it's a business and they've got to have all positivity and all that, but Bungie have always been kind of childish around that shit. Anyone criticizes them and they get blacklisted instantly. I was expecting the pre-show thing to be a little bit better than this, to be honest. They hyped it up like it was going to be something.
Hey, soy Colossus. Desde mis inicios como guardián hace ya 7 años, jamás creí que llegaría tan lejos. He puesto fin a incontables amenazas y he conseguido las armas solar durante años en...
Remember how awkward they were when they let that on and they were nervous and only gave him a few seconds on stream? Yeah, because that stems from Gathalion. When Gathalion was on there and he said something, I can't remember what he said, but he said something that, I don't think he got in trouble for it, but it kind of like, well, we're not having Gathalion on anymore. And then Datto's obviously very opinionated, so they've got to show love for their big creators, but they also know how problematic that could be for them. And the thing that I know happens, and I'm pretty sure I heard someone talking about it before, like when Datto goes on and is interviewing them for like future content, they give him questions to ask, and it's like, well, what's the fucking point? If you're going to script the questions, you already know the answers, then you've already got to the point of basically being a con man, because you're not allowing people to ask questions that they want to ask that are important to the game and the community. You're only allowing people to ask questions that you want to answer. And it's like, it's just, they've done stuff like that all the time. I can't remember where my engrams went. That guy had a squeezy engram earlier. I think I must have left him in America with my ex-fiance's kids. Boom, boom. They really didn't need to make this an hour-long pre-show, though. They could have showed more than one piece of art on a screen at a time. Like, this could have easily been sucked into half an hour. You know, I kind of really feel kind of nice streaming again, you know. The only problem is that the things that I want to stream, nobody wants to watch. And then that gets disheartening, like when you stream something that you really want to watch, really want to play, and then you get like one viewer, you're like, oh shit. Oh, I love Power Washing Simulator. I gotta go do some speed runs of that again. Try and beat my PB. You don't want to know the lengths they go to prevent criticism. There's this one streamer they destroyed just... Yeah. But Bungie can be quite petty at times. Very petty, to be honest. I've experienced it myself on a personal level. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, like, and they tweeted about it, or one of the developers tweeted about it, saying like, "Oh, pre-show at 4 o'clock. Make sure you tune it." Like, I mean, it's fine. It's nothing spectacular. One of the things as well that pisses me off, and I've said this on Twitter multiple times. I even have an alt Twitter account so I can shit talk people, like, so that I'm not too focused on it. I can shit talk people and then just ignore it and go back onto my main account. The amount of fucking devs on this game who tweet out Bungie in capitals. Like, every time you've done that, the thing that you're screaming Bungie about has been shockingly bad. Stop screaming Bungie. Nobody trusts you. Nobody cares because you're like, oh, Bungie are incredible. And then they release some piece of shit like the Witch Queen, which was good in a lot of ways, but generally a piece of shit. It's like, stop fucking screaming Bungie. Stop hyping people up for something you can't deliver on. And I think that has been the core problem with Destiny over the past however many like years, is like they hype it up to be this big extravagant thing, and then it's just basic average shit with a few good things sprinkled in there. I used to be a very angry person and I got angry at everything. Recently I'm not angry at all. I try to think logically about what something's making me angry and how can I avoid it and what can I do to kind of quell that anger. But those Bungies screaming Bungie, oh man, I hate it.
Playing Destiny happens to be the raids and a lot of the friends that I've made along the way. VOG is my favorite raid, and when it came out I was ecstatic. Again, happy Bungie Day to everybody and hope everyone's having a great one, and I'll see you in the stars.
I'll see you in the stars. I tell you what though, these art pieces are fucking incredible. Warlocks and grenades go well together. What exotic would you add to the mix? Add to the mix of what? Are they even showing the answers to these polls? Because I keep seeing the polls pop up, but no like results. You know what I think they're gonna do as well, because you know.
I'm Siege, and I'm a Guardian. What makes me feel most like a Guardian is being able to be me. We all choose to represent ourselves in different ways. And when you learn about someone's Guardian and the legend that they've written for themselves, it teaches you something beautiful about them. I strive to create a space online through content creation that people can just come as they are, and we can all just celebrate in this beautiful world that's
Oh, shut the fuck up! You're just a person playing a game.
Connect with people through a shared interest without the fear or anxiety that comes with thinking that you have to be something you're not, or thinking that you have to conform to a certain ideal or worldview in order to be respected or loved. So I hope that on this Bungie Day, we all can remember what it means.
Like it causes me a physical reaction when I hear people talking like this. Oh, we can all be ourselves here and all that. Have you actually seen the Destiny community? It's, I mean, maybe outside of your little scope of your stream, it is the most toxic piece of trash community ever. Like, It's so painful to listen to people talk like this. Like, I get it. It might mean something to you, but holy fuck, please be realistic. You sound delusional. Oh my days. I shouldn't have watched this. I should have just played some Fall Guys, you know, just had my dinner. I should not have come onto this because I'm, oh my days. Oh. My name is McGee, at my age I need a ghost more than most. Honestly, I think I need a ghost as well. I'm getting old too, 35, getting old. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's like an age thing as well as a UK, USA thing. Who's nuts are they trying to cradle? Isn't that for anyone these days? But you see, the thing is that, yeah, they probably know they get an advantage of speaking positive about Bungie, but I think 95% of people I've seen actually believe what they're saying. Like, they must feel like they've got this kind of like, this kind of power inside of them from a game, and they can pass it on to other people. Like, if that's where your head's at, then I don't know what happened in your life before Destiny come out for you to rely on a game to kind of make you feel 100% of who you are. And again, I said this earlier, it's not about the people specifically, because I'm sure they're all nice people, but holy fuck, tone it down. Like, just tone it down. They get nothing by saying this is... Well, no, they do get something, Nitro, because when they talk like that, their Twitter pops up. There's going to be a small percentage of people who look at that and be like, oh, that resonates with me. I'm going to go follow that person. And then they find their videos and they find their Twitch streams, and then they become avid followers, potential subs, potential donators. So there's always a reason to do something like that for Bungie, because it can benefit them. It probably won't, but it can. And because they're trying to make it, they're going to do whatever they can to make it. It's very different now to when I blew up and David blew up. Very, very different. You have to play the game. You have to be political. And that's what Bungie love, because they never get criticism.
In a world where you rescue heroes from other timelines and brawl worm gods with your bare hands, it's a battle of light versus dark, monsters versus metal, everyone versus Telesto, in a lore-rich universe with an abundance of adventure and exploration.
But that's not just why we play, is it? Believe me, nightmare hunts give me quite the adrenaline rush, but my Twitter mention suggests you expect more. So, did you keep playing for the life-changing god rolls? Or the mile high
life-changing god rolls? What are you talking about?
You spent 8 hours and still don't know what you're doing. The Nessus frogs? You must have had some inspiration, right?
Life-changing? To get a weapon in a game with a certain role on it. You think that's life-changing? Your life must be shit.
Creating a Destiny universe of their own with stories, art, and literally dressing for the job they want. Maybe you're here for the intellectual discussion, or maybe you're here for the Space Horse. Maybe you're here for the Destiny creators you love so much, Bungie actually got one to do this video. Hi, Mom and Dad. What I'm trying to say is, Destiny 2 is so
This
much
guy's got
more
a
than the
good
game
voice
we see in trailers. While many
for
joined
this
the
kind of stuff.
fantasy, we found a home amongst its people. And in the endgame, we stayed for the discos, the DPS, the grenades, the bad bubbles, burgers, and tannics behind every corner. Trombone medleys, laser tag, tower names, yeehaws, the dings, the punts, the clutcher kicks, sweeper bots, stasis crystals, cheese spots, raid callouts, pub stomp, ramen, sliding, chicken petting, Galahorn, Sepix Prime, shiny.
That was a pretty cool video. I actually enjoyed that, but that
Thank
fucking
you so
life
much for
changing
joining
shit.
us
Shut
today. We are so excited to dive
up.
in.
I beat my grandkids with my
About just the kind of journey of being a massive Destiny and Bungie fan.
I wouldn't be surprised if you
what
begin.
that's like to go from massive fan to actually working at the company that we loved so much. I want to know about your journeys. How did you get started playing as a player, not as somebody who
The whole idea
playing
of
Destiny and kind
what
of
you're
how
talking
has
about,
that
Nitro,
relationship
is
with the
so
game evolved through the
ingrained,
years?
especially in
You know
video
what,
games, that
T,
it becomes
you and I, we've had many conversations.
so
yes, Destin?
fake.
I want to hear from you, buddy.
So I've been playing the game for a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
And so, you know,
This is
proof
cringe.
of my,
Yeah, a little bit
you know,
of it.
the
That video
D1
was
Alpha
alright.
veteran status. I have my raid
It was
belt
kind of
through
funny.
today. So this is my cringe moment where I will be
It's
proud.
nice to see one in person. I've only seen it on like screens and like screenshots.
Tell us a little bit about it. Like, how'd you get it? When'd you get it?
That is that is the King's Fall World's First Belt. Me and my 5 friends, we had, I say used to have, but I think we probably still have it. World's First of Fun. Like whenever we were doing World's First races, it was supposed to be about having fun and showing off the new stuff. And for me, I always loved raiding just because like I'm a problem solver by heart. Like that's also why I love working here, because that's what I do is I just kind of solve problems that are really complicated. But it's really exhilarating. And now is very fun being able to watch others suffer for 24 hours.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because it is exhausting. So if you are listening to this and you are raiding, or if you're planning on raiding for a long time, drink water.
This is T-Rex, isn't it?
Don't
Please.
die.
Please.
Thank you. Yeah.
Don't let that heart rate get too.
I'm very much with Sam on this in terms of like the loving the problem solving and loving to get into that. I really fell in love
If he
with
has 5
Destiny when I
friends, I'll
started
kiss your
reading,
ass.
and that was like my.
That's the thing, they
moment
always
where
find
I
each
was,
other.
like,
So he's
I
probably
grew up
got
playing
loads of
puzzle
friends.
games and mystery games, and like I love.
I need a piss
those
back in
types
the
of
day.
games, and to find that in Destiny, and to find that same sort of like problem solving, but to do it with a team and to do it with your friends.
I'm on the same page.
Yeah.
I'm totally on the same page. Like the #1 story for me around that is definitely Deepstone. Deepstone, like I played all the way through Deepstone with my clan, which was amazing.
When you look back at the history of Destiny, there's so many moments like that, and I'm kind of interested on, is there any characters or story moments that really stick out to you from our history?
I feel like that's Destiny at its best, is like when you are learning from it. Like at least for me, I feel like the journey of Eris. From like D1 and being like, who are you? What are you doing here?
This is weird chick.
Yeah, it's like super creepy, right? Yeah, but I think like seeing where she is now and then how she's like really helped everyone else. Like a lot of people, I'm a huge Zavala fan. I'm a Titan. It's just like in my blood. So like for me, like seeing Eris like help all of these different characters, seeing Zavala come from where he is, which a lot of people, again, I know some folks that don't really like him that much, but to me, he always just seemed like a really, you know, a father figure who's trying his best for everyone. You know, when Kay died, right? I think like, you know, people were like, what? Like Zavala, why aren't you doing this? X, Y, Z. And then we got to learn more about him. So for me, Zavala is like #1. That his whole character arc, and then Eris and like her character arc, you're all insufferable to then like teaching everybody how to deal with their demons. I think
Props
is
to narrative
kind of
too,
crazy.
'cause-
Incredible.
Speaking to now and like through season 17, how Eris, she's like one of the epitomes of grief in her whole story, and how she evolved to something where she's like, I had to learn how to deal
You
with
see, I
grief
can see
on
the
my
game
own.
meaning a lot to
To
the
see her
developers
evolve
because
to
they're
a character
creating
that
it.
is, like helping people go
Like I
through
could
their
see
own
for
grief.
them
Bungie, what the heck?
being
Like,
over dramatic is
patient she
viable.
was. Like the fact that like when Crow would stumble or Zavala would
Still
stumble, she'd
annoying
be
though.
like, take a step back. Patience. Healing doesn't happen overnight. And
exactly.
I think what we've seen in the last couple of seasons of the incredible narrative team and just diving deeper into all of the characters, I think that's one of my
The
favorite
narrative
things
team
that
are
we've
carrying
seen
the
from the
fucking
kind
game.
of expansion from where we started to where we're at now is just that deeper dive. And I know kind of where we're going with things, and just like the more that we're going to be able to dive into and hear characters' backstories and understand where they're coming from and what makes them, I think to everyone's point, it just makes it more than just a shooter game. You have that additional aspect of these incredible stories that we all connect with in different ways. And it just makes it, it's the Bungie magic, it's the space magic, it's the thing that like, that
then you do a little emote jig at the end.
Yeah, exactly. And it all somehow, and it all makes sense.
It's called Glimmer Gun.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, how cool is it like that we're
Someone
here now?
stabbed me in the
And
neck.
I'm kind of interested, like knowing your long relationship with this game before you even worked here. And then that we're sitting on this couch, getting to nerd out and talk about the things that we love the most. How has that been making that transition? What was that inspiration that drove you to be like, you know what? I'm gonna put my application in. We'll see what happens.
This is my first gaming studio for sure.
Yeah.
getting into Bungie is
That guy in the
interesting
middle.
'cause I always wanted to be in
He's like
tech. That's really where I started.
a
For
little ball of
Destiny
energy. Look at
specifically,
him.
I played it every day, but I never really thought of it as a place to work until Black at Bungie. And so I reached out to a bunch of people on LinkedIn and was asking a bunch of questions. I was like, hey, look. So it was really amazing to be able to like get into the industry and get into Bungie.
Destiny for me was that was back when I was streaming for fun. It was just a hobby.
Definitely not the
but
one
then
talking
it
now.
became just a lot more to me because it has all these things I love about games. Because I love RPGs and I love, you know, like the game feel of a Bungie game, right? When like you shoot that gun for the first time and it just feels good, you know.
Space magic.
Yeah, space magic.
Space magic.
Like,
And I always play the wizard, so I played the warlock.
you know, 'cause that's all I want to do. I just want to cast space magic in every game that I play. So to me, the game's a lot. Like it's kind of just, it gave me a career. It gave me like guidance in life for finding a community that I really love. And now I'm absurdly thankful that I can be a part of the team and hopefully make the game better to hopefully have that kind of impact.
Didn't he used to have a beard, T-Rex? Is that why he looks so weird to me now? Because he's got fully shaved.
Actually got the opportunity.
Just get
not
to the
from
reveal already. Yep,
Bungie
I agree.
career website, but from a Twitter post.
I kind of like this guy though.
From a Twitter post, and I immediately
He's just excitable. Look at him.
Connected, and I was like, I want to talk about these marketing opportunities. And now I'm here.
Now you're here. You love to see it.
Typical
And
overdramatic. So much cringe.
just
Yeah, a little
even
bit.
now, just the fact that I'm sitting here, I'm just like,
You shot your shot, dude. That's what life's about.
literally, I shot my shot.
shot your
I'm like, this is what they mean because you hear them. throw
Like I
that
said though,
phrase
for
around
like the
and you're just
developers and
like,
that, it's gotta
well,
mean
what
something
does it
different
actually
because they're
mean to
actually
shoot your
creating the
shot?
game.
And it's like, no, it's like.
But calm down.
You're not going to respond on
Relax.
Twitter. It's like I'm gonna find you in other places.
Even if you
you're
have
gonna
those
give me
moments
a
of doubt.
chance.
Even if you have that moment of fear, because sometimes to making a jump like
You're
that's
not replying to
scary.
me, so I'm gonna
If it's
find you
do
and
it anyway.
get you and make you listen to
The
me.
leap
That's
into-
that
to
took a
Bungie
dark
was really
turn.
similar to Will's story. This is my first role in gaming, so it was this like huge leap to. I had been working in marketing for a
He
long
is that
time,
guy.
and
I know what I
really
like about
wanted
him. He's
to
such an intent listener.
make the switch to something that I'm really
Like
passionate about
he
and something that I
listens
love,
to you. You
'cause I
can
think
see it
that's
in his
what
body and
makes
and how he
work so
moves in
magical
when
is
someone's
when you get to
talking.
work on something you
That's what I
really care
like about
and
him.
you really, really love and you feel passionate about. So that for me was the kind of thing that pushed me towards shooting my shot and taking my shot a couple years ago and making the switch over to Bungie. And it's been incredible. There's moments like this where it feels very surreal, where you're like, what is happening? This is very, very, just to have that, like, we all work at Bungie now. Like, we get to contribute to that thing that we all love so much, and that's incredible.
I'm sorry, but that's such a good point because there's so many people that ask us like advice on how to get in, and I was rejected numerous times before finally getting that spot.
She looks so different from what I thought she
I
did.
know it breaks my heart because so many other people are in that same position, and then
Was it just
they
like a really
stop
good
and they
Twitter
stop
pic?
chasing that
That
dream 'cause,
sounded
like,
bad.
This isn't my
a really
first
different
job.
Twitter
I've been
pic.
working in this industry for almost 20 years, and as a journalist, and it was really scary to make that jump. I felt like it was right. I kept applying for narrative, and granted, I sent them not appropriate fan fiction as writing samples, so I get it. Like,
I just saw your tweet, David.
I get it.
You're really going for another Deborah and Kay's gay situation, aren't
Hey,
you?
we think you'd be a good fit for community. Like, let's put you through that interview process, and we did that, and it was scary at first, but the more I kept interviewing, I was like, wait, no, this was made for me. Like, this is what I was supposed to do. And it was funny because all of that trepidation that first week left because I felt like it was family.
I'd like to think that Bungie gives space for that human condition, that human element. It's a place where I can feel like I can be myself. It's a place where I am.
That is one good thing
being
about
taken care
Bungie.
of, and I'd like to
They
think
do have really good
we're not
inclusivity,
perfect,
and
there's
it,
things we can improve
from what I've
upon,
heard, it
but
does seem
try
more
to
like
talk
a
about it.
family. That could also be a problem
It was honestly so much fun just diving into your stories
towards
a little
why
bit,
the
not
game's
just,
so bad,
as
but
devs and working on Bungie side, but as players.
well, at
as
least they
well,
do that
like,
now
journey
because
into that.
a lot of people have been fired for
I'm
some
really
dodgy
also
shit in
excited
Bungie.
for the upcoming showcase, so I'm gonna need you all to meet me.
I can't deal with him. I don't want to get involved because I'll end up like Andrew Tate.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I do like that guy in the middle though, in the blue and grey shirt.
Blanket burrito, yeah?
Yeah. Blanket burrito.
Like a little ball of energy, excitable, but it's authentic. It doesn't seem fake. It just seems like that's who he is.
Hello, old friend.
What? They're like corrupted gold. No.
Are they using supers? That's what I want in Destiny. I want darkness.
I
I just got chills.
This is everything I've ever wanted out of the story.
Multiple G-boards.
Oh my god, I love it.
Honestly, that's the best thing they have got over the past few years. It's the story that came with Witch Queen. I think that's untouchable by anything else in Destiny in the past. The story has been phenomenal, but there should be more to it than the story.
He has given himself over to the witness.
That was hot.
What the hell?
Are you okay? Oh, you look nasty.
What the freak? Is that the witness? Man, that's crazy!
The Witness has got such a cool design. Right, let's get our asses prepared to be disappointed or ridiculously overhyped. There's not going to be anything in between because it's Destiny.
Welcome, Guardians. So awesome to be here with you again.
Last time we got up here, we got a chance to show you Savathun, the Witch Queen, and her majestic throne world.
I agree, leveling
Since
changes,
then,
to be honest.
It's been a wild year for Destiny.
You return to the original loot camp
Light power
to
means
reclaim
absolutely
the
nothing.
fabled Gallarhorn.
Then, you exorcised an ancient evil from a hive queen. So you could put it inside a grenade launcher.
And now, you've been spending the past few weeks cleansing a derelict Leviathan from its twisted nightmares.
In fact, the last year has been the best year
Like
we've ever had. in the
doing
Destiny
shit things
community.
on the that
I
was
hope
such
you
a
can feel it as
disappointment, the
well.
Leviathan.
And
Such a
seeing this kind of
disappointment.
reaction from our community, it's both humbling and inspiring.
Because our team here at Bungie, we're not just developers.
We don't
We're
care
also
about you.
guardians.
We don't care about
trying to
you.
build what
We don't care
love
about
to play
you.
in Destiny,
Nobody
and
cares
that's what
about you right
brought
now.
each one of us here.
Just show
Brought
the
us not
goddamn
only to
Lightfall
Bungie,
game.
but also brought all
We
of
just
us
had a
to
group
this
of 5
final
people
showdown
saying the same
between
shit.
light and darkness.
So, without further ado, this is the beginning of the end. This is Lightfall.
Yep, I agree, Nitro. Right, let's go.
When they see this glorious end, they will come for us. To savor the fruitless struggle to its last drop.
Real callous.
Let them come and see. Our shape reveal what they do then.
Oh, them cabal flying out. Oh, they're cool. What the hell? New subclasses, poison.
They are. Because only in the end.
What the fuck have we turned into Spider-Man for? Oh, that tie-in thing looks sick. Okay, I mean,
I've seen that thing.
It looked
100 times
okay.
now, and every time I see it, I still kind of get goosebumps.
I mean, it did.
Instantly, I had
It wasn't that great. The subclasses look sick.
It's all here. It's all happening now. Things are finally coming to a head.
Thematically, we really have been honing in on that kind of bombastic, big set piece approach.
It's gonna be over-the-top action.
I hate it when they have
adrenaline
two people
pumping,
talk
like,
to each
the
other as
whole
well. Like,
time.
Jesus Christ.
This is really kicking off the conclusion to the Light and Dark saga, where we finally face down this foe that we've been anticipating facing for so long. It's pushing it to 11.
We've been hinting at this malicious force in the darkness that's been our enemy behind a lot of our conflicts. We revealed that enemy, we put a name on it and put a face on it, and that enemy is the Witness. and the witness is coming.
Such a
with
cool ass
its
character
newly
design.
empowered disciple, Callus.
Callus is really crash landing with a new.
I'm happy to see Callus. Callus
powerful
was
army than
like a
ever
really
before.
good character.
They've got new powers,
That was wasted.
They've got new armor. They've got tormentors to join their ranks that are going to be bigger and badder enemies than we've ever faced. Callus is taking that army that he's bringing.
So it looks like
with
they've
him
doubled
to be
down on like the
harbinger of the
Rurik
witness's doom.
type enemy for like the bosses, which I'm not mad about.
This is such a pivotal moment for Destiny. Everyone is coming to have a last stand
Cyberpunk
with
Destiny, yep.
Callus
Seems
and
like
the
that.
Witness to really avoid the next collapse, something that we've been trying to avoid ever since.
I think the
Destiny
armors
1.
look pretty cool. They look a little unique. I like the aesthetic here. I like
You see
the
in the
colourful.
trailer that we're headed to Neptune, and on Neptune there's been this
Neptune.
hidden city called Neomuna, where an alternate version of humanity has been blooming since the collapse.
Ah,
Neomuna is
that sounds
the
interesting.
capital city of Neptune. It's a giant metropolis that we were completely unaware existed until now. What's interesting and exciting to me about this place is that it's pristine, it's new. It's not like a lot of the places that we've explored previously in Destiny. Exploring that space is very, very cool.
There's
That
so
does sound
much
cool, to be
new
honest.
Stuff to discover in Neomuna and in Neptune, and also I saw some new characters there. I'm really excited to get to know Cloudstriders and their story.
Cloudstriders can be compared to Guardians.
They
They're
look
both
sick.
protectors of a civilization that's potentially under threat. But Guardians were chosen. It's their duty to protect humanity. Cloudstriders have chosen to protect their people.
There's like an awesome opportunity for the Guardians to learn from the Cloudstriders and their way of living and their philosophy of life.
So we've got the newness of that city, the newness of the Cloudstriders that we've never been aware of.
And then, of course, you get a glimpse of this green energy. I wonder what that is.
Strand is the new darkness power that we discover here. Something that's unique about Strand, unlike any of these other powers we've ever had before, when you play through Lightfall, you are discovering this power for the first time. No one in the universe ever in the history of Destiny has used Strand before.
This is the Guardians
That's not a selling
discovering
point, though.
darkness
That's-
on their own and learning how to shape it and manipulate it and use it against Callus and his forces, and have fun in the new urban environment of Neomuna. You are really going to have to prepare yourself for a wild ride.
We just got a glimpse of our new destination, Neomuna, our new foe.
I wanna see it in
Callus
actual
and the
gameplay.
Shadow Legion, paired with
Because
the
this looks all
Witness
great,
and
but-
a very brief glimpse at Strand, but that's just barely scratching the surface of what this release has to offer.
Right, like what we've just seen in that trailer is just the tip of the iceberg, and we've got a whole lot more we're excited to show you coming up.
Last year, we wanted to return to our studio's
Honestly-
roots in creating some of the best shooter campaigns in the industry.
I wouldn't be mad to
been our
come back and
legacy
play
since Halo, and
in
we
that
tried
new
to push that
city
front and center
with
in
that
the Witch
new
Queen.
subclass.
And it's about more than just guns.
But I don't think I
Creating
could
an
play it
adventure
long
in a
term
handcrafted
because I know
world
it's just going to be
full
the same
of
shit.
surprises. Then we added the legendary campaign option. Because great combat
Maybe just combat
needs
the
to
campaign
challenge you
when I
to
leave.
test your thumb skill, your tactics, and your build crafting.
And we heard loud and clear that you want more of that. In fact, 2 out of every 3 players that completed the Witch Queen campaign did it on Legendary.
You tested yourself against the Witch Queen and her Lucent Hive and rose to that challenge. And then you let us know it was one of the best shooter experiences that we've ever made.
So with Lightfall, we want to push that even further. We want to give you the best Bungie action experience that we can create with the brand new Lightfall campaign.
Oh, Lightfall campaign
Lightfall
trailer
is going
maybe?
to change
Ah,
the way
said
that
there'd
our
be a trailer.
players move, fight, and explore everywhere in Destiny.
Neptune is this fantastic destination. The capital city of Neomuna is a really fun place to explore, and it's this bright neon metropolis. There's a harbor, office buildings, an arcade.
This is a city that we've made, and using
I think
Strand
this
to traverse
city
through it and explore
is
it,
unique enough
it's
for
gonna
me
be
to
so exciting.
think about
There's some
coming back to
places
play.
that once you whip out that grappling hook, ooh, you're gonna be able to explore and get to
Oh,
places
we
that
can
you couldn't
actually
before.
grapple as
Look
well.
at that up there. I wonder if I can grapple to there. I'm going to be a kid in a candy store.
Okay. Little
It's
bit
not
sold, a
city
little bit.
that is collapsed. It is a city that has lived through the collapse.
Neptune now has to deal with the cloak being pulled back and them being revealed to the world and are now central of the conflict.
Callus has taken his capital ship and just like planted it right down in part of the city, and it's Cabal-occupied territory. It's a city under siege. You've got this infiltrator vibe at times where you feel like a tactical team going into a skyscraper.
No, nobody thinks that.
And patrols all throughout the city.
Well, for this,
the Shadow Legion.
This city must be absolutely humongous to warrant what they're trying to portray.
Volatility and power, and they've been enhanced now by pyramid technology. They have these suppression devices that can take away some of your take away some of your abilities, and then they fight alongside.
God, that looked hard to deal with.
New pyramid units called Tormentors.
Oh, so these are like the new Rurik
Discipleship to the
enemies.
Witness. Callus has been upgraded, and so the Tormentors that they've brought in are these impossibly huge, unstoppable behemoths. They wield scythes. They can attack from a distance. They can bring you in close. They can drain your very life force from you. They are basically embodiments of terror.
It's like a boss character within the battlefield. Your stomach drops. You're like, oh, okay, I'm playing through. I'm having fun. I'm popping heads.
That's pretty cool.
And then boom.
It's like a world boss by the looks of it.
We've got all the new stuff going into the game. Strand, Tormentors, Shadow Legion, a cool new environment. These are all a great setting for a new legendary campaign, and we're
being able to grapple away and then shoot while flying.
We
That's pretty
tweak
cool.
And tune and we balance the encounters to have that right challenging level of difficulty for players.
The legendary campaign was a huge hit coming out of the Witch Queen. It was the first time we had done that sort of elected difficulty where you could really test your skill and test your power. And so we're going to bring that back for Lightfall.
Of course, you're still going to have that higher reward tier, and we still want to make sure that you get that inside track towards being raid ready.
Okay, so it's legendary campaign. You don't need to talk
Everyone
about it
back in
anymore.
the studio is so hard at work on Lightfall, putting in the details and making this whole release come alive and continue to surprise and delight players. I am so excited to get this out.
Lightfall,
But it doesn't sound surprising, other than this little dude running around with his
life.
life.
The conclusion of the Light and Dark saga.
The problem is that like it could suffer the same thing that the Leviathan suffered, and the big place, I can't remember what it was called, where Savathun was like, it's going to be a big open area with little fights here and there, and overall it's just going to be a boring, massive place with not much in it.
Dive into Strand and talk about all the new stuff that we just saw.
Strand,
Okay,
like
this
stasis,
is
a power from the darkness. Unlike
this
our
looks
light
cool.
abilities, which are all about creation, darkness is more about consciousness.
What?
Strand is psychic energy that forms this extra dimension, or this sort of matrix that connects everything together, connects all living beings and all minds. And you, the Guardian, are sort of gaining the knowledge and gaining the power to peer into this alternate psychic universe.
Is there going to
and
be
begin to
multiple,
pull at these threads and
like
tug at these
5,
wires
6,
that
7
are
supers for
connecting all
each
these living
character?
beings?
Because that'd be pretty cool.
When Guardians learn how to use Strand, it's almost like this third eye opens up. It's about peeling back the curtain of reality, taking those connections and then weaving them.
That
into new
looks
objects.
sick.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool to see them come together. Like, it's always been there, and now that we can tap into it, we can use it for our benefit, whether it's through movement or through damage.
Strand has a grappling hook. Since you're seeing into this cosmic web, you are able to grapple.
How
and
much of this grapple hook is going to
because
be
the
a
cosmic web
gimmick?
exists
That's sick.
everywhere.
That's sick, grappling
Even if
onto the
there's not an
train.
object there, it will hook on to that web and pull you forward. It's just taking
That-
that idea to the next level.
This
That,
is
that
cool.
Destiny spin
This
on
is a
it.
cool addition. This is something that's
Grappling
new,
hook
unique,
initially
different,
started
something
as
that
part of the Hunter's
actually
Guild, right? They're all
feels like
about
it's going to be
fluid
important.
movement, rapidly traversing space and being very agile. But
Until I saw that you can basically just hook onto nothing, I thought how much of this is going to be a gimmick, but now it feels like it could actually be something really important.
Super cool new ability across all 3 classes.
Oh, PvP though. Oh.
On the design side, we wanted
Grapple
to
360
come up
snipes.
with how each of the classes interpreted this additional psychic dimension, like in their own way, right? So the Warlock, they're the telekinetic master of Strand. So they're going to be able to telepathically reach into the Strand dimension, pull matter out, and weave it into this big barrage of these Strand missiles.
That's sick.
Wherever they land, these missiles are actually going to unravel, sort of reweave themselves into a new form.
With the Titan, you're able to weave these claws and do an area of damage around you, spinning and slashing.
That's
The
pretty
super
epic.
I think I'm most excited for is the Hunter Rope Dart super.
This
The
doesn't look
Hunter
great at all.
does a flip and weaves these strands into this rope
It's just
dart
Arc
and is
Strider?
swinging it as they're kind of moving around. The first time I saw that, even in its kind of like rough state,
The
it
animation
just
did
blew
look
my
sick though.
mind. We've learned a lot from creating
Arc
other
Strider with a range
subclasses,
attack.
and we've taken those learnings.
I could
about
pass on the
combat,
Hunter,
about
to be honest.
movement, about build crafting. We've put that all into Strand, and I'm so excited to see where players take it once it's out there in the wild.
How has it taken Bungie so long to get to something like this though? And it doesn't even look super spectacular.
Destiny is a
It just
game
looks
that gets even better when you play with
really,
your
really,
friends.
really fun and really
we want
good.
to create communities that are welcoming, inclusive, and that let you bring your old friends and make new ones. And since last year, over 5 million new Guardians have joined our ranks.
We believe that there are still millions more of your friends that would love to play Destiny with you. And the things that you want to see us improve in Destiny are also exactly what's going to make it easier to convince your friends to come and check out the game.
It should be easier to create custom, incredible builds. Easier to find people to play with. Easier to swap from being that boss-melting,
should be easier to find
storm-chaser-wielding,
people to play
falling
with.
star juggernaut right into that ultimate yeehawing, dead man's tail shooting, Titan's rampart crutching sentinel.
And if none of what Joe just said makes sense to you, we want to fix that too. Because it's not about removing the depth that makes Destiny so great. It's instead about allowing everyone to dive deeper with ease.
Okay, but what does that mean?
The changes we're making to make Destiny easier to come into, changes to how you build your characters, changes to how you see what there is to do and what there is to accomplish. And in the year ahead, we're actually making it easier to form groups in
is
Destiny
important.
so you can go and do some of the greatest content that Destiny has to offer.
All the teams are working together to build this experience, and so that's what's really exciting.
This is
We keep
very
on
important
hearing from players
for the game.
like, hey, unless I have a friend to play with, I don't know what to do.
Yep.
And so what we're trying to give them is like,
This
hey,
is make
here's
or
a
break
path
for this
to
game.
follow.
What they're about
Guardian
to say.
ranks are this basically like a knowledge ladder. We actually progress you through 11 ranks, and it's really like heavily focusing on like exposing players to all the systems of Destiny.
At some point,
I just saw complete patrols and I'm like, no.
Involves other Guardians and what they think about
That's just
you.
let me down now.
That
That's
is
just made
a
me feel
whole
sick.
new dimension of your journey through Destiny that we've never really explored before.
Like, nobody wants to
When
complete
you show up in the
patrols to
tower
get to
and
a
you
next level of
see
something.
That person who's at one of the highest ranks, you're going to know that you're looking at a player who's actually really demonstrated mastery of many of the different activities in Destiny. Not just from
Doing
our
patrols is
perspective,
not
but from the perspective
mastery
other
of anything.
players. Some of the higher Guardian ranks will actually be asking for you to step up, to actually rise to the occasion and prove
Why would they?
to other Guardians
Why would they?
that you are a strong player and a strong leader.
This changes
A lot
nothing
of people have
at
groups they
all.
already play with, but this will really
If I see
provide
someone
people
who's
the opportunity to
a
be
low Guardian
recognized
rank,
for
I'm not going to want to play with
helping
them
other people learn the
because I
game,
want to
but
do the
also
stuff that I want to do
provide
to my
more
level.
people to play with on a regular
This changes
In the
nothing.
year of Lightfall, we're going to actually be investing
Or at least
in
the way I'm
building
hearing
a
it
group
anyway.
system in Destiny
This is
itself.
what we
You'll be able
need.
to look for
This
other
is
players,
what
you'll
we
be able
need
to find
in the
groups
game.
that are
This will
looking for
change
players.
everything
I'm so
if it's
excited
done
about
right.
being able to form groups in the next coming year because it can be really hard to get through some of the hard content solo, and making it so much easier to find people to play with is just going to make getting into Destiny and doing the awesome content
Now they need a
so
better
much
in-game
easier.
voice chat
Yeah,
too.
and they'll be able to say, this is a player who I can
Exactly,
trust to lead me
Raymond.
through
I don't
the
want to have to
new
go
raid.
to
I
do
want
patrols
join
to
their
prove
group.
how good I am.
Or
Like,
they can say, these are players who are new to the activity. I want to take them for that first raid because that'll be a great
No.
experience for them.
No
and
one's
a
gonna do
valuable
that,
experience
though.
For me as a leader.
It's really going to help players come together and understand
They
each
have
other
this
better
idea of
when
what
they've never
Destiny
met
is that it
before.
isn't.
It's going to make the game so much more social, and I think that it's going to really make Destiny players feel like they're on one team.
So commendations is a feature that you'll experience towards the end of an activity. So you end
Okay,
activity now.
yeah,
and
this
you see
makes
the
sense for
screen
what they're
that
trying to
has
do.
all the people you played with. You can click on one of the Guardians and choose what experience you had with them. So like, were they a good team player? Were they
So
fun to play
basically,
with?
you can, all the
There's
shitters
no better way
are not going to be able
actually
to play
show how good a person is
in
as a
the,
teammate
in anything.
or as a leader than to have other players say, this person's a great teammate, this person's a great
But then
leader.
this causes
It's
a
really
problem
a system that's
because you
designed
could play
to
as good as you want, but these
let
little
players
toxic
show
kids are going to be
appreciation
like,
for
this
each other.
person was shit.
Also, using
Like,
the commendation system, people are going to be able to say,
oh
like,
man,
hey,
it's
this
like one step
person
forward,
has
two
a
step
good
back.
leader, and looking at the Guardian rank system, they have a lot of experience. It's going to be, oh, that's the person I want to help me get through this hard content that I've been struggling
No
with.
one is going to queue up for
Social
this
games like
stuff if
Destiny
they're going to get
give you an
commendated down
opportunity
by
to, like,
toxic
really connect with
people.
other people
This
and
whole
do
system
things
is going to
together
break down.
and get to know each other. And with a system like LFG, you're making it so that more people can get that experience started.
Exactly,
than ever
Nitro.
before.
They've got literal evidence that someone is new to the game. So people who are there are going to be like, this new person's a game is shit. I'm going to give them bad commendations so that other people don't have to play with them. Like,
we did for the fashion
how
game,
do they
we're
keep
bringing
falling
it to
into
the
this
build
same
game.
kind
There's
of
gonna be
thing?
one screen where you can go to and do your
Was it like,
entire
what was it,
loadout for your
Guardian
character.
something, where you
It's
used to
amazing.
basically
You'll be able
take
to
people
save the
through
build that you've put
raids and
together
stuff.
as a
It's
loadout,
exactly the same as
and
that.
then switch between those things
Loadout's
as
great
you're going
addition,
from activity to
100%.
activity.
This was needed
Yeah, I feel
4
like
years
with
ago.
the new release of Destiny and the commendation system mixed with Guardian ranks, we're giving players even new aspirations. It isn't going to be just about power level. It won't
Nobody
just be
cares about
gear. It's also
aspirations.
going to be
They
about
just
that
want
Guardian rank. It's going
cool
to be about
shit
those
to wear,
commendations.
to fight
All
with,
the
to
ways that we're
use.
bringing players together.
Accessible content that is different and unique and not the same shit all the time. That's all you need to figure out, Bungie. Once you figure that out, then build everything else around it. Like,
So today, we are also launching a brand new season of Destiny 2. And as we've evolved our seasons over the years, we've learned a lot. And I think we've been able to deliver some amazing character moments.
they don't play the game at all, Raymond.
We're long past the era of content droughts. Instead, there are exciting story and events happening in
No,
Destiny
there isn't.
almost every week.
No, there
year
isn't.
round. And we're
No,
not
there
slowing
isn't.
down.
There isn't. You log
wanna
on
keep
once a
raising
week
the bar
to
for
play a
new
half-an-hour
experiences
mission,
in any live
and then you wait till the
We
next
wanna
week.
keep pushing
That's not
to create
exciting.
Unexpected adventures that'll make every season of Destiny unique. And we want to keep listening.
I wonder
and
if they
learning from
believe
you,
the shit that they
the
say.
Destiny community, so that we can create the strongest seasons of any live service.
Because the witness is coming. And if we want to survive, we need a crew. We need to enrich our defenses. If you're feeling surly, maybe even loot our enemies.
We may even need to find a captain to join us on our next adventure in the season of Plunder.
Okay. Another season. That's fine.
I've read about them. What is the human word?
Pirates. The full vanguard should be rallied to deal with these outlaws.
Well, anchors away.
Now go show those pirates what happens when they crush Spiderhead.
Well, so we're fighting Spider in this season. Well, I'm not, but... I do like the character of Spider. They should have done more with him. That helmet is sick. What the fuck is that? Shotgun. Was that a shotgun? Oh, look. We throw balls at something. Like... Who would have fucking guessed that in a new season?
Sorry, getting a little swept up in all this adventuring.
I do like the Drifter though. Another good character that hasn't been used properly. August, is that today? Yeah, it is.
What are you most excited about for Season of Plunder?
Pirates.
This season we said,
Hey, if we can have like a pirate ship battle,
We
I might
are
level up a
unearthing
character
lot
for
of
that. That
mysteries
sounds fun.
and secrets. We're swashbuckling onto enemy spaceships. And then we're also learning a lot of things about some of our favorite characters.
We're gonna have an adventure this season.
Season of Plunder kicks off with Aramis being freed from her icy prison. She's collected old, fallen crews of pirates and rogue cabal together in order to hunt down mysterious relics and treasures.
It's time to meet your end.
So Guardians are tasked with stopping Aramis from collecting these relics. And in order to do that, you have to create your own crew of shady dealers and
So
backroom
basically,
brokers.
it's the Avengers
Drifter,
versus
Mithras,
Thanos trying to stop him
Ido,
from
and
getting the
Spider
Infinity
are going
Gauntlet
to
stones.
be helping you.
Anchors away.
So, sounds a little bit familiar.
That's the beginning of Season of Plunder. What you're going to be doing is forming a pirate crew of your own. You're going to fill it with different crew members that you can recruit over the course of the season.
That's pretty cool.
Drifter is going to toss you the keys to your personal catch. Then you're just going to set out into the stars and do cool pirate stuff.
So excited.
That actually sounds pretty cool. As
This
like
season, we
a
have multiple brand new
event.
activities coming to
Sounds
really give you a
pretty
sense
cool.
of being on a pirate adventure. One of the mainstays of this season is a new 6-player offensive called Catch Crash.
When I saw the concept for the catch with the big mainsails on it, I just said, oh my god, this is going to be a fun season.
Oh, so the six-man event is actually the pirate ships, by
Just
the
like
looks of
seeing
it.
Catch Crash through the different iterations, like fighting on the deck of the ship.
You get to become your own ammunition and launch yourself from a cannon. to
Holy
the
fuck,
other
I
ship,
would level up a
and
character
you
just to
are
play
the
the six-man
weapon,
event,
so
because it's completely
you're gonna
different
go
from
mess 'em up.
every six-man event that has existed since Destiny 2 came out.
The
Where
second
it's
big activity we
slam a
have coming this
ball,
season is called
get
Expedition.
teleported. Slam a ball. Oh, okay, there's a ball there to be slammed up, for fuck's sake.
You're going to be guiding a
Ugh.
massive drill that's looking for this buried, hidden pirate treasure, and you're going to have to be fending off of all these pirate crews trying to protect
Right, so
their
we,
ports.
so we have to take a movable thing from
And
one
then our
place
final
to
new
another
activity coming this season
and
is what
protect
we're
it.
calling Pirate
That's
Hideouts.
never fucking
So
happened
many,
before.
like, different little maps that you can piece together fragments of this season, and they lead you to the lair of the Pirate Lord, right? Their hideout.
These are their caves where they're hoarding all of their amazing treasures and their mysterious relics.
These relics are mysterious
More
objects
cookie
of
cutter
dark
six-man
power,
activities. It
and
sounds a
they're
bit
all over the
different.
system.
Obviously, we haven't
don't know
seen
exactly
it,
what
but
is they
it
do
sounds
yet,
like it
but
might be a
if
little
Aramis is
bit
trying
different to
collect
what we've
them, it's
experienced
nothing
before.
good.
Taking the opportunity to line the ARC 3.0 update with the Fallen, it just ended up working out perfectly because you
I
got the
wonder
simple ARC weaponry
if I
and the
started
ARC
playing
shield
after
and
this
captains,
event
it
that
feels
I could
right with that
stream
release.
tomorrow at this
Almost
time
like
and have a
you
fully
find that
leveled up character.
is a damage type that's about proximity, right? It's about going fast up into your enemy's faces and like deleting them.
Or at least
It's
a level
the
high enough to be able
damage
to
type for people
do
that wanna
this
hold
new
W.
stuff.
You don't want to retreat.
Unbridled aggression to the max.
Hunter is really about close range action, being fluid and dynamic and agile, evasive. So we're going to give Arc Hunter a new super. We call it Gathering Storm, where you summon your Arc
Isn't
staff,
Hunter like
twirl
the
above your head,
only
and
class
launch
that
it
got a new arc
and
super?
then it will embed into the ground or into
Like
bosses
something
or mini-bosses
completely
or champions
unique.
and jolt them. Like a big lightning strike will strike the staff and overcharge it. And while that staff is overcharged, it'll start Tesla coiling little lightning bolts out at nearby enemies.
That
Warlock is kind of
is
this
a pretty
elemental
cool
conduit. You are a class that will
super.
turn yourself into lightning. You will create things out of lightning. Previously,
Oh, that looks
we had
sick,
this
actually.
exotic armor piece called Getaway Artist, where you consume your grenade and it'll make a what we call a sentient arc soul that fires faster and does more damage as a result. So we decided.
I
to
think
roll
like
that into
Titan
base
and
arc
Warlock
soul
got
behavior. Anytime
the
you're
same
amplified, any arc soul you have
supers they
from
already
any
have
source
for Arc, but
will become the
changed a
supercharged
little bit.
version that will fire
Hunter's
off
one
this
looks like it's a
rapid-fire
completely
bolts.
unique, brand new super. Like this ain't new.
Titan's about
You
being
know what I
this
mean?
unstoppable freight train. It's about this constant movement. So we gave Titans a new movement option. Something that we felt like is going to be competitive in this new environment of air dodges and air slams. That's a new ability called Thruster. And it's all in first person. It's all very
so
much in the heat of the moment. You see it happen.
Titans are gonna
Its whole
rule
property
PvP?
is like rush down or get away. It's a movement tool to the max.
That
There's gonna
is
be
so
new
dumb.
melee ability
That
called
is
Thunderclap,
so
which is like
dumb. That
an
is going to be
amazing
so
thing where he,
hard to
like,
kill
charges his
good
fist
people in
all
PvP.
Super flashy. It's our first ever charge melee, so you hold down the button, and as that cocks back and charges up, you'll end up doing more damage and getting a little bit more range. And speaking of like the whole
Oh, yeah, that's their
goal
new
of
super
deleting
then.
things, I believe
That's
in
pretty
PvP
cool.
a full charge is a one-shot kill.
It is, oh yeah.
It's a little skillful to like pull off because you're gonna have to really read your opponent here.
Oh, is that just like an actual melee?
Arc is like,
That's not a
it really
super.
isn't that complicated. It's move fast, hit hard, and stay alive.
What I'm most excited about in Season of Plunder is that this is really a season that has a sense of adventure. You're exploring the system, you're looking for pirate treasure, pirate relics. You're seeing the world evolve in a way we haven't done before.
I love that with the activities in the season,
I don't believe
we just
you
leaned
when
really
you say
hard
that.
into the pirate fancies. I love that we have your own catch. I love that you're tracking down buried treasure.
Can I
and then
decorate
going
my
after the
catch?
pirate leaders in their
Because
caves.
I'll play
The
for
interesting
that.
thing about Destiny is we're not just a fantasy game or a sci-fi game, we're kind of a blend of both. We take inspiration when we say pirates, it's old world pirates that you would see traditionally back in the 17 and 1800s. We have like a flintlock pistol, we have an exotic fusion rifle that plays different than
Oh, that's a
rifles you've
fusion.
ever
I thought
seen
it would have been
before.
like a
It's
charge
just like
shotgun or something.
end-to-end, just really leaning into that spirit of like the pirate adventure. And let's also make it so that new players coming in can actually jump in and get started. The gift of the Thunder Gods is a starter kit. It's a set of armor, it's a Thunder
Instantly
Lord
boost your
exotic
power
weapon.
level for free. So I don't even
Jump
have
in,
to
join
level up
your
a character.
friends, set sail, become the captain, and build your crew today in Destiny.
Oh my god, Destiny just don't know what they're doing. It's like, we've got this rich history of a game with all these cool things to do, but you don't have to fucking do any of them. Just make sure you're on par with everyone else right now so you can start spending money on our game. Warlock gets nothing. They've basically got like a Stormcaller-esque super. And it looks like you might just like explode into lightning and do AoE damage. That's what it looked like anyway when I just saw it. King's Fall! It took me a second then to think about what this was. Too bad I don't have anybody to play it with, even if I did play. I am very, very excited to see people play this though, because I think this is going to be exceptional in the Destiny 2 landscape. August 26th. That's in 3 days. Was that like a showcase of it, or are they releasing it?
Lightfall return to Destiny.
Yeah, actually, Kingsfall was the first thing I got to work on at Bungie. And I'm thrilled that a whole
We
new
can two-man it.
generation of Guardians will get to experience this refreshed and reloaded
We can't
showdown
even two-man
with
a story mission, David.
We've shown you Lightfall. We've shown you the new damage type, Strand. We've shown you some of the deeper changes to the game that we're going to be making throughout the next year. But we have one more thing that we are excited to announce today.
TV show.
Destiny is coming to the Epic Game Store.
What?
Today.
Epic has been an absolutely fabulous partner to work with. They
Oh, the
love
Fortnite.
Destiny.
Yeah, okay.
And we are just huge fans of what they've been doing in the social game space. When we first started working with Epic,
It makes
we
sense
sat
now
down
why
and
Fortnite will
talked
give them
about the
skins.
impact
Because
their
Fortnite
games
don't
have
need
had on
Destiny.
us. And they had a bunch of the same stories for us.
They shared stories about playing the Vault of Glass and how much they enjoy the social experiences in Destiny.
No, they
And I got to
didn't.
talk about the
Nobody
summer
at
of
Epic
Fortnite
Games plays
Chapter 1,
Destiny. They
Season
ain't got
5,
time.
When my whole family was laser
Yay for content I can't play. Yep, me
the
too.
island to unlock Drift.
But I'm excited to
In addition
watch people
launching all
do.
of Destiny 2 on the Epic Games Store today, for the next week, if you download the game on Epic, we will give you the 30th anniversary for free.
Oh,
If you haven't
that's
earned your
pretty fucking
Gjallarhorn
sick, to be
yet,
honest.
Or you haven't played the Grasp Dungeon, come to the Epic Games Store.
That's
and you
pretty
can
cool of
jump
them to
in
do.
for free.
We want to welcome all these new Guardians with a celebration. One that stretches a little further than the last city.
Wait, what was that? Did I just see a ghost in Fall Guys? I'm in. Ah, Fall Guys has got Destiny skin. That's pretty sick. I love Fall Guys. I play it every day. Ninth for 17th for the 9th. Like next month, isn't it? Jeez. I'm definitely going to be fucking streaming Fall Guys when it comes out with Destiny shit. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to give Destiny a chance. I am not completely sold on anything they said here,
shared our plan
but
for the Light and Darkness saga.
if I
Years
change
in
the
the
way I
making,
think about the game,
is coming to an end.
I think I could handle it
Since we started charting our own course
right now
we've
and
been
build
building
towards
this
Lightfall.
story
So I am going to
across
sit
5 years of expansions, since the
all
first
night
pyramid ship emerged
because
from
I got nothing
shadows,
to do today,
and we
and I'm gonna
first
level up a
spoke of the
character,
darkness.
and I'm gonna
Then,
stream tomorrow
Quest Beyond Light,
the
Witch
new
Queen,
season
and coming up in Lightfall
and
and
see
the final
what I
shape,
think of it. And if I
we're
don't enjoy
building
it,
towards a
I'm just gonna go back to not
climactic
playing the game.
between the powers of light and dark.
We've also been working on the Destiny engine behind the scenes, preparing our technology and our game to last for many, many years to come. Because Destiny 2 is not going anywhere, and neither are your expansions. We want this story, since we first communed with the darkness on the moon, to be fully playable, start to finish.
Are they gonna
And we're happy to
unvault
announce
shit?
today that we are not planning to sunset
Holy
any
fuck!
more
About time.
expansions. We want the Destiny
But are they gonna bring the
universe
other
to
ones
grow,
back?
and we're going to continue to do everything that we can behind the scenes to keep that possible within our game engine.
If they don't bring the other ones back,
But
then
enough
it's
about the
fucking
distant
pointless.
future.
Just saying
Let's talk
that
about
future
today,
ones aren't gonna go.
The best day all year to jump into Destiny.
Like legitimately,
Because if
the
you're looking to catch up, right now,
all Destiny expansions. Oh.
are free to play for this entire week.
Does that include the
on
vaulted
every
ones though?
platform for everyone.
Right now, Season of Plunder is live, and the Helm's got a set of supercharged art gear for anyone looking to catch up on the fun.
You know, I might just
Destiny
fucking do that.
is live
To be
on the
honest, I
Epic
don't want to
Games
level
Store.
up.
You can download it for free, and you
So,
can get the 30th anniversary
literally,
pack
the whole
as your
point
welcome
of Destiny 2,
And if you
when
liked what you
Gore
saw
come
with
in
the
and
future,
stole our light, that's
right
not
now,
available.
pre-orders for Lightfall are live on all
Like,
platforms.
that's where Destiny 2 started, and it's
purchases
not
the annual
available. It's
pass.
fucking
It's the
ridiculous.
exotic auto rifle Quicksilver Storm today.
They need to bring
Today
that
is a
back, at
perfect
least
day
just that
to play
expansion.
Destiny.
So we'll see you in game.
We'll see you in game. Okay. I've changed my mind. I'm not going to level up. I'm going to... You know what? Here's the plan. Okay? I'm going to take an hour, maybe 2. Eat my dinner. Get shit sorted out. I'm going to do that boosty pack if it's free. And I'm going to play the fucking game. Because... I don't even know why, honestly. I don't even know why. Something in this has gripped me. In Lightfall, anyway. So I feel like I should be prepared for when Lightfall comes out. But I'm not convinced. And I still have very, very, very big doubts about the game. I wonder what I think it's the Strand subclasses. No, David, I'm not gonna fall for that shit. Don't worry about that. If I play today and I don't like this season, I'm just not going to fucking play until Lightfall comes up. I'm literally going to give it a day. Lightfall, yeah, but I want to, like, I don't have characters, David. I deleted them all, so I have to get characters prepared for Lightfall if I want to play Lightfall. So yeah, what time is it now? It's 5:30. I'm assuming that's the end. Okay. So about an hour and a half from now, I'm gonna be back. I'll be playing, and we'll see what it's about. I'm not entirely excited to play it. I don't have any kind of hype towards it, but I am kind of in a position of maybe wanting to get things prepared for Lightfall, potentially. But Lightfall doesn't even look that crazily good either. I just like the idea of the new city. If they do that new city well, if it's massive and humongous and it's filled with population, so it's not just boring to explore. If they have secrets available in that town to go and hunt for, if all that works, and having that grapple hook that you can obviously travel around at high speeds, not have to have like connecting points, you can just literally connect to the air. I think that's what's gripped me about being prepared for Lightfall and playing Lightfall. But I'm still not sold. I'm still not convinced. I'm not letting myself fall into that same trap with Destiny. But I am going to jump on and play this new season. Partly because of the arc as well. I gave Void 3.0 was incredible. I gave Solar a chance. I don't want to not give Arc a chance as well. So I think that's probably what's gripping me about this season and wanting to play it. But getting prepared for Lightfall. Okay, enough talking. I'll be back in about an hour and a half. I'll see you then. All that good stuff. Bye-bye. I hope to see you there.
Empty hearts and neon lights. They're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna